Hi guys, and welcome to the Manchester Shop Project. We are here today because of this man, Mr. Andy Burnham, who launched his manifesto today. Andy, nice to meet you.
And
how are you?
Thank you. Thanks for coming.
No problem. How did that go for you?
Oh, I was dead pleased with it.
Yeah?
It's been a lot of work, you know, it's a lot of months' work, consulting people, asking for their ideas, but actually, to be honest, these are things I've been thinking about for a long time and have been frustrated actually that I've never been able to bring them into being in Westminster.
Yeah.
So this is kind of my, an agenda that I've been kind of really thinking about for ages.
And you seemed very confident in the words you were speaking as well. That's one thing I got from it anyway.
Oh, I'm glad to hear you say that, because every word I was saying I fully believe, and these aren't commitments I've been told to say by anybody. These are things obviously that the ideas that people have come in, I've kind of used those ideas to help shape my own, and when it says our manifesto on the front, it really means that.
Yeah. So we get into the substance straight away. We're students from the University of Manchester, so naturally we gravitated towards your student policies. And one was the graduate scheme that you got going, which is, for me, it was very handy. I'm from Swansea. So, so that would be very good for me. So can you tell us a little bit more about that, please?
Yeah, well, I think we want to retain more of the people in the city who study here. We're really lucky that so many people come from all over the UK, actually, like yourself, to study in Manchester, indeed the world. And that brings, kind of talent and vibrancy to Manchester. But it's been the case in the past that on graduation, some people may have tried to stay, but then eventually drift away because maybe they can't find the job that works for them. We're going to have a real push, and so we want to encourage more graduates to stay in the city. And the specifics that we will offer would be more access to rent-to-own housing, so give people a route to the housing ladder, or even start-up space in places like this. So access to subsidised start-up space so they can launch businesses. So we're really serious. We need a graduate retention plan for the city, which will be good for us, but good for you too.
Yeah, sounds very good. And another policy as well. I've seen you around Oxford Road doing the filming, talking about air pollution and the cycling. The cycling paths that have been implemented, very successful. So what we want to know is, are there going to be any more on the famous Manchester streets, any more cycling paths?
Yeah, we need a dedicated, high-quality cycling network all over Greater Manchester, because people know of us as the medals factory, the velodrome and everything that came out of there. So we're world-class when it comes to elite cycling, but not when it comes to cycling by the rest of the population. But we want to put that right. And if you're going to do something about air quality, you have to get people out of their cars, don't you? But as well, I think, in terms of policies that students at the university would notice, we are going to use the powers we're getting over the bus companies.
Yes.
Because you all know that Oxford Road, nose to tail, buses of varying standards and throwing out all kinds of pollution at times. The Vice-Chancellor told me recently that the record that had been spotted, I think, was around 34 buses continuously on Oxford Road.
Only 34?
Yeah, maybe some of your viewers could say that they've seen more, but I think everyone knows the picture, don't they? It's like it's a free-for-all, isn't it? And it's it's the bus companies putting their own interest before the interests of everybody else, and it's going to come to an end.
Yeah, it is a bit manic there. Another policy as well, the transport for 16 to 18-year-olds, which is also quite a good one. We're very focused on young people, which I found pretty interesting, pretty good, because a lot of politicians kind of ignore teenagers and millennials these days, and that was quite interesting. So can you tell us a little bit more about what you're planning for transport for teenagers?
Yeah, I mean, just on the bigger point about them being ignored, I've heard that. I've heard people at local level in politics and at national level say, oh, don't prioritise anything for young people, they don't vote. Just use all the money you've got to pay for things for older voters. The problem with that is you end up with quite large amounts of alienation, but also you don't build a prosperous society on that basis, do you? If you don't invest in the next generation, how on earth are you going to succeed in building a highly skilled workforce? So I think the time has come to turn that kind of outdated Westminster thinking on its head and go at it a different way and make young people not the target for cuts as they often do, but the priority for investment.
I'm glad you mentioned alienation, because I was 20 when the general election came round and I didn't vote because I just felt that politics is not for me. People don't target me And obviously all my friends are students as well. I know a lot of students. They all seem the same. They all say that politics isn't designed for people like us. And it's a real shame, really.
Yeah, it is, and I can see why you would say that. You know, because I don't think political parties have been prioritising you and your age group. And I think it's really damaging to the economy, but also to democracy and society if you kind of adopt this short-term approach where you just say, oh, we'll just promise things to people who might vote for us. You've got to do the right thing, and if you do the right thing, you should get rewarded for doing the right thing. And, you know, the young people who might benefit from this plan we're putting forward today, well, they've got mums and dads, and they've got grands and granddads. You know, everybody can understand how if you look after young people properly, you build a more prosperous society, which in the end benefits everybody.
Yeah. So,
yeah, I'm really serious about this. You know, it's one of those things that I've lived in that Westminster world. I've seen what goes on there. I've seen how the kind of cynical thinking that you get down there sometimes, and I'm not surprised why you felt as you did at that last election.
And another thing, reading through your manifesto as well, I was very happy to see Reclaim the Night, which is a proud thing of the University of Manchester, was mentioned.
Sure.
So that leads me on to Fallowfield, which is a region, well, area, district where a lot of students live. And there's been a lot of publicity over the safety of young girls. Students going around the Fallowfield area. So have you got any policies and stuff behind that, and how you're going to tackle that problem?
Yeah, well, we specifically mentioned it because it is a brilliant initiative, and you know, we wanted to congratulate everybody who'd been a part of it. The first thing we've got to do is obviously make sure there's visible policing in communities like Fallowfield. You know, I think the front line of policing has suffered under the government cuts. We need to stop that and make sure there are police officers still out, visible in the community. We need to obviously work with the nighttime economy, if you like, the responsible club and bar owners. But more broadly in that community, I know Fallowfield quite well because my brother was a student who lived in Furness Road actually. When he did, when I was in my 20s and he was studying there. And he got broken in on a regular basis and indeed was held up at gunpoint once. So it's not just sometimes the outside conditions, poorly maintained properties are an issue as well, aren't they?
You should see my house.
Yeah, well, see, I've got a big message in here for these private landlords that don't invest in their properties properly. It's not acceptable. It's not acceptable to the people who live within the properties, but nor to the neighbours of those properties who might have their own property prices dragged down by poorly maintained properties. You know, they've had it too easy for too long, these private landlords. I don't have nothing against the good ones. If they're going to look after their property and the people who live within it and the people who live around it, then fine, I've no problem with them making some money from it. But I have got a problem if they are exploiting the people inside, failing to look after the wider community. You know, simple message, respect people here or get out of Greater Manchester. It's going to be a pretty simple message, and we're going to bring in a voluntary regulation scheme where we ask the good landlords to sign up to the standards we expect, and those that don't will make themselves very obvious to us, and we will go after and try and compulsory purchase those who won't play by the rules.
I'm sure that would be very appealing to a number of students. So one last question before we go, because I know you've had a long day. Matt, who's behind the camera, is dying for me to ask you this question. He's from Warrington.
All right.
And Warrington are playing Lee,
I get, they are.
Super League soon, and obviously as an MP for Lee. So your score predictions and thoughts on the game.
Well, it's interesting. It comes at an interesting time. I'm going to wind him up here. The camera's going to start shaking with anger in a minute here, but. So we're the new kids on the Super League block, and they're the power in the land. But you know, Lee are in better form actually going into the game.
First win of the season coming up tomorrow. So.
Warrington have a won, so I think you could see a pretty major upset. We've beaten St Helens already, so we're coming after the blue and yellows there tomorrow night.
We're coming up the East Lands for them.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's great. Thanks a lot.
Okay, no worries.